So I lost track of the Marshall videos in terms of what I had posted about repairs and where I was at with things. The amp actually works. It's functional, and so it has a new set of tubes. It has a new rectifier, and it has a couple of new resistors, and that fixed the problem. I was able to bias it pretty well, and so it's good to go. So what I wanted to do at this point, just more for posterity than anything, is to just kind of capture where I'm at in terms of setting up the studio slash guitar room, and sort of where I'm at in terms of construction and instruments that are actually completed at this point, stuff that still has to be done. So let's start with pedal board. That's all constructed. I'll do a whole separate video on that at this point, but that's pretty much good to go. And I might add another pedal or two to it, but at this point it does everything I need it to do. That's the Marshall JCM 2000 dual super lead with a Marshall 1960A cabinet. Those are the made in Englands from the mid-90s. We've got a Boss Katana Artist Series. It's the Katana 100 with the 112-inch Wazacraft speaker. Down there we've got a PV 5150 or 6505, same amp. That is the 60-watt 112, and it has two 6L6 tubes. So solid state, tube. In front of that is the Steinberger that I was able to get finished. I still need to mess with the action a little bit. It's kind of low, it's a little bit buzzy. And this is a cool project that I'm getting ready to work on at some point in the near future. This is a head enclosure for the 6505. So I'm actually going to take that amp out. I measured it. I had that custom fabricated out of a nice piece of maple. And I will be doing a translucent purple finish on that. So guitars, I've got an Ibanez RG350 that I have not really done anything with other than add a cool little vinyl decal. That's actually the Crimson King symbol from Stephen King's Dark Tower series. I've got a Fender classical guitar. I'm actually getting ready to turn that one into an acoustic electric. So I'm looking to add a LR Baggs under saddle transducer pickup and a control box, which will go over on that side because I'm left-handed. This is a Squier Affinity Telecaster that was pretty dirt cheap, but I just didn't have a Telecaster, so I wanted to pick one of those up. And that is probably in my top 3 right now for favorite guitars. I just love the simplicity. I do want to do the mod that switches the controls around and it actually moves the volume control, the tone, and the 3-way switch. I might eventually switch out the electronics, more likely not. Yamaha keyboard here that has the only reason I've kept this is because it also has a, which you can't see of course, it has a MIDI output, so it's actually a MIDI controller as well. Then over here, last but not least, we've got the EVH Art Series Wolfgang, the old style Frankenstein, not the reproduction, but the new Art Series. And it's right-handed, but I've strung it left-handed. And then my Gibson SG, that's a Gibson SG Modern from 2013. This is pretty cool, pretty unique because it has the Steinberger tuning machines, and it has quick release or quick clip, whatever the hell they call them, controls so that you can switch out the pickups, and you can remove all that stuff and add new stuff. And I actually had it set up with EMGs for a little while, but I just put it back to stock. So that is bone stock at this point, except for the locking Dunlop locking strap that I put on there. So that's where I'm at this point. The walls need to get finished. You know, I need to organize stuff, but yeah, the studio. So next I'll break down things a little bit more. I'll talk about the pedal board and how I'm going to be setting up the studio, and then I'll also give everyone a little view of the workbench.